Hello, welcome to another episode of the documentary series where we spotlight amazing individuals who scored high scores in their UTME and O level examinations. On today's episode, we have a bright young man, Charis Nwobu, who scored 364 in the 2025 UTME examinations. And if you want to know his story, make sure you stay tuned till the end of this episode.
My name is Charis Nwobu. I'm 16 years old. I'm the firstborn in my family. I have two younger siblings. I am a dedicated and a passionate person who always tries to aim for excellence in anything he's doing. I am kind. I'm also focused in what I'm doing, and I have like a clear goal of getting into the university, and I always put effort in whatever I'm doing. In my jump, I scored 364, and I have some tips and tricks I used to ace the exam. Firstly, I study consistently. Two, I focused on my strengths and weaknesses. Three, I took lots of past questions and different mock exams. And four, I stayed positive and motivated. I mainly focused on my strengths first, which were physics, chemistry. Then I now focused on my weakness, which was English. For my study pattern, I prefer studying alone because it helps me concentrate and focus on my work. However, I also prefer to work with others because it helps me to enhance my knowledge, gain information, and also to make me progress in whatever I am reading. So overall, mostly I study alone. I use flashcards like notes in writing some notes in like a piece of paper and also using them to like recall any memory or anything that I've read before helps me to bring it back. Another routine was that I was in hostel, so we cultivated the habit of reading because we had 4 hours of daily prep where during the weekends we could extend it to 6 hours or to any amount of hours. So reading, if you are reading, read extensively. When I was in hostel, I also encountered some distractions, but that time I could remember when I went to Mr. Adams. When the distraction was too much, I went to Mr. Adams and told him that, sir, in the hostel there was so much noise. So he was the one that helped to like bring down the distraction that comes my way. And also, I cultivated myself that I have a goal I want to do. I want to do. I don't want to distract because if I distract myself, I won't get what I want to. So I made a mindset where I could eliminate any distraction that comes my way. If it's social media, friends, games, or whatever. My biggest source of motivation was firstly God, to Mr. Adams' monthly motivational speak. That speech usually like he inspires us to be a better version of ourselves, never to give up, always constantly pushing ourselves despite we facing any adversity that comes our way. And three, my inspiration of becoming a medical doctor in future. My biggest challenge during the examination was time management. Back then, I had poor time management skills. So I practiced these past questions, used mock exams to like help bring strategy. I'll be able to effectively manage my time during exam. The strategies I implemented was starting with my strengths. That's one, like physics, and then also moving to biology where I know calculation wasn't there, so it wasn't time consuming. And I focused on where I had struggled with like English, but I ensured that if this is my weakness, I will have enough time to be able to do that. The main difference between studying for JAM and studying for O level is that JAM requires precision. It requires your answer. It's, and also it's also time like consuming. So you have to be very fast in whatever you're doing in JAM. But for O level, it doesn't necessarily require your answers. It requires the details, your steps and procedures in getting that answer. So if you are preparing for O level, you need to have your details. You need to be detailed in whatever you're doing. If you're explaining any work, you have to be detailed. All your steps and procedures must be followed before you get your answer. My experience on the exam day was good and also memorable. The testing condition was comfortable. The instructors were also helping because they ensured that everything was going in line. So we didn't have any computer failure, we didn't have any issue with them. So overall, it was still the experience. When I finished writing jam, I was very sure. I had like a reminiscence that I should have done better. I wrote, I received to the jam. The first one I did was kind of lovely because I know that I had, let's say, an easy experience from that one. The second one was a little bit kind of difficult, but still it was overall still good. I was sure I was going to pass, but the thing is, my aim was more higher. When I saw my results, I was excited. I actually had it was not up to my expectation when because my baseline was around 370 plus. So when I saw that, I was still okay. This is still a good score. I can guarantee me admission into the university. One advice is dedication in whatever you are doing. If you're studying, have a goal, dedicate and commit yourself to that goal. And number two, read extensively. Because I've noticed that in this generation, most students don't actually read. So, students now, I'm advising you that if you want to excel, because I know I've been in this situation, I know the exam is not that easy, it's very challenging, so difficult. If you are reading, read for yourself. Read because you want to make yourself better. So that's and also the last tip I also want to say is put God first. Because if you don't put God first, all your efforts will be bitter. The final advice I want to give to students who wants to write JAM anytime is you have to take care of your health. The body and the mind are connected. If you deprive yourself from sleep, you also be depriving yourself, like reducing your performance cognitively, and you might not be able to perform at your optimum level on your exam day. So, also, if you're trying to read extensively, also keep yourself like keep be health conscious so that you'll be able to perform on your maximum level on your exam day. Now that I've achieved this great score in my jam, my next step is one, I'm going to aim and strive to be the best in LAC, that's a higher institution. Number two, I'm going to aim to be a successful neurosurgeon. And lastly, I also want to come back and impact positively in my community. The next 5 years, I know something good is going to happen because for now, I'm planning on taking the SAT, study in America. So maybe possibly, if God is on my side, because I know God will also help me, I might be in America.
My goodness, I hope that story really inspired you. But hey, do not forget that this is not the last episode. We still have more episodes coming up. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to be having it next Friday on this same YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe now, and I'll see you then.